Welcome students. Till last class we have completed cross-sectional elements, width, surface, camber and sight distance which considered in the geometric design of highway. So here in this class I will start with stopping sight distance, overtaking sight distance, intermediate sight distance, horizontal sight headlight sight distance and horizontal and vertical alignments of curves and different types of the sight distance and different types of widenings, gradients which affects the geometry of the design, geometry of the highway that will be considered in the design that is discussed over here, right? Today we'll start stopping sight distance. So here the stopping sight distance, before going to learn the stopping sight distance, we need to know some recommendations from Indian Road Congress. Right here in previous class we have studied the total reaction time and PI/EV theories. Right, in this total reaction time and PI/EV theories are all the factors which they have considered in the stopping sight distance, or the distance within which a motor vehicle can be stopped, and these are the factors are considered. Within these factors we have considered some values that is recommended by Indian Road Congress. That is what the frictional resistance between road and tire. In this frictional resistance between road and tire, we have learned that the design friction coefficient values from 0.35 to 0.4, that is what we need to consider depending upon the speed of the vehicle moving in the highway. And again, this frictional coefficient value is considered for longitudinal direction. Similarly, we have the lateral friction coefficient value as 0.15, so that we need to consider in the stopping sight distance 0.35 to 0.4, because the stopping distance is always in the longitudinal direction, it will not be in lateral direction. So here on this content we need to analyze this stopping sight distance. Before analyzing this distance, we need to know that which factors are affecting to stop the vehicle, right? This content is already we have studied that in the previous class, right? So here the analysis may be depending upon two factors, that is the lag distance and braking distance. Again, the sum of lag distance and braking distance will give the total stopping distance of the vehicle moving with a design speed. Right here the lag distance is considered to be a total reaction time of the driver. That is what we have learned in the PI/EV theory, right? PI/EV theory, we can see that in this figure, the perception, intellection, emotion and volition times. In this chain of reactions, the driver will take some time to react to the situation. In that condition, the vehicle will travel with some distance, that is the distance is considered in the stopping distance. Apart from that, we have braking distance, and the braking distance is a distance traveled by vehicle after application of the brake. In that situation or in that part of the time, the vehicle will move with some distance, and these two distance of travel by the vehicle is considered the total stopping sight distance. Right here the same content we have studied in the PI/EV theory, right? For on this content, the vehicle is traveled in the lag distance. That distance is considered with a time, that is total reaction time. That time is given by Indian Road Congress, or that recommended by Indian Road Congress as 2.5 seconds for calculating stopping sight distance. That means whenever you are going to calculate the stopping sight distance, you need to consider time t as 2.5 seconds for the lag distance. Right here the same content we can see over here, that is t is equal to 2.5 seconds for calculation of stopping sight distance. So that similarly, whenever we are talking about the braking distance, in that condition the friction coefficient value will appear. That means we need to go with coefficient values of friction, that is concerned to longitudinal way. That friction values are given with some recommendations from 20 kmph, that is kilometer per hour of speed, to 100 km per hour of speed. So here your vehicle will travel with these design speeds. In this speed, we need to consider the friction coefficient value with respect to the speed given in the table. The speed is given from 20 to 30 kmph. If the vehicle is moving with 20 to 30 kmph, in that case you may have to consider the friction coefficient value as 0.4. And similarly, with respect to the speed, you have to consider the friction coefficient values to calculate stopping side distance. So here, to calculate the stopping side distance, we have analyzed that the sum of lagging distance and braking distance is considered. Right here, the lag distance is considered to be total distance traveled by the vehicle during reaction time of the driver. That is nothing but we can consider here the distance t, distance v, that is in meter per second multiplied with time will give you the total distance. V is substituting in meter per second, and similarly a t in seconds, that is nothing but 2.5 seconds, that is 2.5 seconds given with Indian Road Congress. So that when you get with this equation, you will get only the distance, that is in meters. Right here we will get only meters, v in meter per second and t in only seconds. In this case the second will get cancelled, you will get the total distance, and we are done with lag distance. Whatever we are discussing, this stopping side distance is equal to lag distance plus braking distance. The lag distance is the distance vehicle during which the vehicle traveled with some distance with the time, total reaction time of the driver. Right, that is considered to be 2.5 seconds. And again we are left with this braking distance, and this braking distance is considered to be the stopping side distance, factor as a stopping side distance. In that case we are concerned to friction values, right? And this friction values and the kinetic energy of the vehicle, which is gained by the speed of the vehicle traveling before applying the brake. Right here, this kinetic energy equation is considered, that is half mv square. We all know that this kinetic energy of the vehicle or of the body is considered to be half mv square. And again here m is nothing but the mass of the vehicle, that v is the speed of the body or vehicle, that is considered to be the kinetic energy. And here we are considering this equation with weight. So here the mass is converting to weight. In that case you may have to divide this mass with gravity, that is weight with gravity. And here mass is with gravity and weight is without gravity. So that now we are considering weight divided by gravity, that will be equal to mass. That is what we are writing here. W is the weight of the vehicle and v is the speed of the vehicle and g is the gravity. So that half is 1 by 2, and this equation is satisfied with this condition. Right, again here, and apart from this we know that we have converted our kinetic energy, that w v square by 2g. But here we are equating this equation to friction values, because whenever the vehicle is traveling with a speed, and that is again applying the brake, in that case we may have to consider the friction coefficient values. That friction value is considered as a stopping factor. Right here this f is a friction value developed during the braking distance, and this L is considered to be the distance traveled during the total speed, that is in the total time. Right here, and this W is the total weight of the vehicle. That means whenever the vehicle is traveling with a speed, the friction coefficient value is considered for the total weight of the vehicle with the distance traveled by the vehicle, that is nothing but F into W into L. So that whenever we consider this FWL, that is equating to kinetic energy of the particular body, right, and this particular body. And here in this equation we don't know that is L, but we know that W will get cancelled over here. this W and this W will get cancelled over here, and V square divided by 2G is equal to F into L. We remain with F into L is equal to V square divided by 2G. Right here we can get the L, the distance travelled during the braking action, that will be V square by 2G and F. Right here, and the same equation, that may be substituted here, V square by 2GF. That means we'll be continuing with stopping side distance is equal to lag distance plus braking distance. Lag distance is V into T, the distance travelled during reaction time of the driver, plus the braking distance is the distance travelled by the vehicle after applying the brake, considering the kinetic energy of the vehicle and the friction coefficient is equal to V square by 2GF. And this V square by 2GF and Vt is the same total equation. This total equation is considered for the speed in meter per second. Whenever you get the speed in meter per second, you may have to consider this Vt plus V square by 2GF. But whenever you get the speed in kmph, the formula may be considered this one, because this V is substituted in kilometer per hour. Here we have substituted in meter per second. Just we need to substitute meter per second, convert this meter per second to kilometer per hour. That will be equal to 1 by 3.6. This is the basic thing. We know that from conversion of kilometer per hour to meter per second, right? The same thing is substituted here. 1 by 3.6 will give 2.278, and V square by 2GF. Here V square by 2GF is 1 by 3.6 square. 3.6 square into 2 into, and we have G as 9.81. When we substitute this equation, these values, we will get 254. Remain with friction coefficient value, and we will be getting SD stopping side distance in meters is equal to 0.278 Vt. This T is nothing but 2.5 seconds for stopping side distance, and V square by 2GF. Right here, and this much is need to consider whenever you are calculating stopping side distance in plain areas. We are not considering hilly areas, or we don't have any gradients in the plane, in the road, so that n or gradient is considered to be 0 over here when you are considering these two formulas, right? But whenever you consider the slopes, or whenever you are calculating the stopping side distance in slopes, you may have to have some percentage of gradient is considered. Percentage of gradient will be there in the plane of the road. Right here, this stopping side distance at slopes, that slope may be positive, that is upward gradient, or downward gradient, or ascending gradient or descending gradient. That will be discussed in next video lecture. Thank you.